set to go on the parallel bars. Chris Waller, the oldest competitor here in Toledo, 29 years old, a member of the 1992 Olympic team.
In the past, Chris was kind of famous for doing his pommel horse flares on the end of the parallel bars, but he's changed them out to a simpler cast to a support. Swing to a handstand, pirouette, and gets right into the routine from there. There's a Diamidov to one bar down to press up to a handstand. Back to the center. A little off on the handstands. Got to get control of that handstand there. There's a stutz to one bar. Almost collapsed there. Did a front of price straddle cut L. Now he regroups, gets ready for the last part of his routine as he presses to a handstand. Dismounts with a stutz. With a double pike and warm up. Does it again here. Took a step back, but not bad. Not bad.
Chris Waller, a 1991 graduate from UCLA, still lives in LA, runs a summer gymnastics camp there.
And here's the Diamidov sequence. Diamidov to one bar. That's 1 1/4 turns. Swings down to a kip and then straddles up a Stalder press to a handstand. And his dismount was a stitch to a handstand into a double pike. Pretty impressive at the end of a routine. Very difficult dismount to do. Little hook on the toes there. Has to take a step back, but not a bad effort from Chris.
And it's a 9.6 for Chris Waller on the parallel bars. Evgeny Shabaev up now in the parallel bars. 25 years old, still lives with his parents in Moscow. Great dedication to the sport despite a series of injuries that have definitely slowed him down.
There you go, straddle up to handstand. Pirouette. Nice full pirouette. Oh, too bad. Little bobble there. Had to take the step. Back toss to one bar. And double back in between the bars. Catches, oh, just barely. Almost went right through the bars. That's too bad.
Evgeny has shown great dedication to this sport despite a series of injuries. He refuses to quit. It definitely has slowed him down, though, over the years.
It slowed him down. He's had a number of major injuries, and it's really too bad because he was always in a position for real greatness. Could have been on that gold medal winning team in '96. Couldn't do that. Came back, did well again, hurt his hand. Just a lot of setbacks. Now here's that back toss into a one bar, another back toss. Then he really cranks a double back flip in between the bars, but he's a little bit too low, and he almost collapses through the bars right there, but he's just strong enough to get back up. Took a counter swing. It's a major deduction. That's going to cost him in points. So far, I had a good meet up until here.
Shabaev has been in second place throughout the competition, but scores just a 9.45 on the bars. Here's Blaine Wilson, the leader in the competition. Since the 1996 Olympics, Blaine has competed in 38 domestic events. He has won the all-around in every one of them. Won this competition last year.
Great giant Diamidov. Very powerful here. After the all-around finals, after 3 events in the all-around finals at the last World Championships, he was in first place after parallel bars. Had some mistakes, dropped to 10th all-around, but he is capable of doing better than that. And so far, he's right on in parallel bars.
Blaine tells us that he's grown up a lot since 1996, thinks he's a lot more mature. Working on new tricks, not such a great dismount there.
No. Those few steps will cost him quite a bit, but he's got such a comfortable lead, he could afford to completely collapse off the bars one time and probably still hold his lead at this point. He's just got great giant swings. It's a nice giant Diamidov into a double back flip in the bars. dismount, does a double pike, but just over-rotates, had so much power there. His rear end got behind him, and it's just, most people wouldn't have been able to pull that off. At least he stayed on his feet.
And it's a 9-8 for Blaine Wilson after scoring 2 9-9s and a 9-9-5 in the first day of competition. He's got 2 9-8s here today.
Rough.
Last up on the bars, Mihai Bagiu, 27 years old. Born in Romania, emigrated with his family in 1979, became a citizen of the United States in 1989.
Mihai's been out of competition quite a bit. Really has not competed much since the 96 games. Always been a clean gymnast. Good toe point, good body line. So far, this routine doesn't have quite the difficulty that Blaine's does. There's a stutz.
He hasn't officially retired yet. He's spending more and more time, though, on his new career as a personal fitness counselor.
And he's happy to be done with that one.
Originally from Romania, Mihai now lives in Orange, California. Mihai is also certified team everybody.
Now there's his stutz. Half turn up to a handstand into a Diamidov. Keeps making those little bobbles there. And every time his hand moves, he's going to lose about 1/10 of a point. There's his double tuck. Another hop on the landing.
The score for Mihai on the parallel bars is a 9.3.
And Mihai scores a 9.3. With one rotation remaining, here are the standings for the men. Blaine Wilson not as sharp as he was in day one, but still he has managed to increase his lead over Evgeny Shabaev. Chris Waller and Cheney Humphrey follow in 3rd and 4th. Let's head backstage now to Scott Lasky. He's with John McCready.
John, back in December, you kind of had like an oil lube filter change on your shoulders, major surgery. Based on this weekend, how are you progressing?
Well, I'm really happy with coming into this competition. I really didn't know what to expect from it. And I came in here, I'm like, okay, let's just get through this and do my job and then go home. But it's actually turned out to be a really good thing for me because I needed this kind of push back into this competition atmosphere, and I needed some kind of a crowd, you know, and this is what I have here is a good crowd getting me back into it. It's hard to just be on your own and say, okay, let's try a new trick, try this new stuff, or try to get something back. But it's a lot easier when there's a big crowd there and you almost have to do it. So I'm learning a lot more and learning that I can take my shoulders a little further.
All right, thanks a lot.
Still to come, the women will wrap up their competition on the floor. But first, the conclusion of the men's competition. They're on the high bar when we return.